Welcome back to our course, Network Theory and Transmission Lines. Today's lecture, we will look into the different equations which relates the different parameters like resistance, inductance, capacitance, impedance, admittance, and the voltage and the current expressions. So finally, we are going to obtain the voltage and current expressions for a transmission line. So we are going to observe the behavior of the current and the particular voltage at the transmission line for the voltage applied for sending a signal. So these are the outcomes of the presentation. By the end of this lecture, you are going to obtain different equations of transmission lines. And finally, you are going to derive the expressions for the voltage and current. So for our analysis purpose, let us consider a transmission line of length L. Let us consider a transmission line of length L as shown in this figure. Of length L, this is the L, and the primary constants of this line is the R, L, G and C, which we have discussed already. So R is nothing but a series resistance, L is the series inductance, and G and C are the shunt conductance and the capacitance respectively. So these all four parameters R, L, G and C are measured with respect to their units, ohms, Henry, mho or Siemens, and the farad per kilometer. Right? So in this transmission line, let us consider a short cross section of length PQ. So let us let us consider a short section P and Q. So where here this is the P and this is the Q over here. So which is at the distance of X from the input side, that is from the sending end. That is from the sending end, let us consider the short section PQ is at a distance of X and this PQ section is of the distance dx. So let us consider, so this PQ section is dx and from the sending end this short section PQ is at a distance of x, right? So as discussed previously, as these are the primary constant and these doesn't going to vary with respect to the frequency, right? Now assuming this dx, or by making this the line length, the section short section PQ, that is the dx, the length dx as very small, the current can be considered as constant for calculating the voltage and vice versa, that is the voltage can be constant for current calculations. And here at P, at this point P, let us consider let the voltage be V and the current be I. So at this point P, the voltage here is V and the current as I. Right? So at Q, the voltage is going to be V plus dV, because here from P to Q the distance is, so the length is dx, so there is a change in the voltage when the signal is going to travel from P to Q. So that is the reason why here the change in voltage is expressed as V plus dV, and similarly the current as I plus dl, because the length is here, the current length is here L. So let us consider here I plus dl. With respect to length, the current is going to get vary here, right? Similarly, the admittances is going to be, so what would be the admittances? So this is what the simple cross section transmission line parameters we are considering for calculating the different equations. That is, we will obtain the expressions for the current and voltage, right? So now, so the series impedance of the section, this dx is going to be with the primary constants r, l and g and c, where when coming to the impedance, as it is a series impedance, we are going to consider only the series resistance and the inductance over here. So where you are going to have the series impedance can be given as r plus j omega l, r plus j omega l with the of small section dx, so that's why r plus j omega l into dx. As we know that shunt admittance, which is with respect to the shunt parameters, that is the shunt conductance G and the shunt capacitance C, so which is equal to G plus J omega C. For the cross section of dx, so the shunt admittance is going to be equal to G plus J omega C dx. G plus J omega C dx. Right? So as we know that the dx is going to be very small over here, so the voltage drop from P to Q may be considered, the voltage drop from P to Q may be considered due to the current flowing through the series impedance, that is R plus j omega L into dx. So the decrease in current, so here, and the decrease in current is due to the voltage applied to the shunt conductance, that is the G plus j omega C at the section of dx, so G plus j omega C into dx, right? So if you consider like this, if we calculate the potential difference, and that means the voltage difference and the current difference now, so the potential difference can be given as between the P and Q is going to be the current is due to the current flowing through the series impedance. So what is that series impedance? Here with respect to this line P and Q, what is the series impedance? With respect to the section P and Q, the series impedance is going to be R plus j omega L dx. So with the series impedance R plus j omega L into dx, if we calculate the potential difference between P and Q, we know that from the Coulomb's law we can write the potential difference from the P and Q from the 2 points, we can write it like, so if you consider here it is some V1 and here it is V2, we can write it the potential difference as V1 minus V2. So the potential difference is going to be V minus, because V is the voltage at the point P and at Q the voltage is nothing but V plus dV. So V minus V plus dV is going to be your potential difference, which is equal to the current, which is nothing but I here. The current is nothing but I into the series impedance, that is the impedance is nothing but what is the impedance between this P and Q? R plus j omega L into dx. So the potential difference can be written as V minus V plus dV equal to R plus j omega L into dx. So we can write, by simplifying this above expression, we can write V minus V is going to get cancelled. So minus plus minus dV, which is equal to R plus j omega L into I dx. R plus j omega L into I dx. So from this we can write, with respect to the distance x, the change in voltage, which is nothing but minus dV by dx is equal to R plus j omega L into I. So let us say this as the equation number 1. Let us say this as the equation number 1 here. Now similarly, let us take the current difference. So at P and Q, we have taken the voltage difference as V and v plus dv, v minus v plus dv. Similarly, the current difference can be written as I minus I plus dl. So if you calculate the current difference here between PQ, which is due to the voltage applied to the shunt impedance. What is the shunt impedance here? G plus j omega c into dx. G plus j omega c into dx. So the current difference can be written as I minus I plus dl, which is equal to V by R. So 1 by R is nothing but the admittance, 1 by Z. If you consider the impedance as it is a transmission line equation, if you consider the impedance, 1 by Z is going to be the admittance Y. So which is nothing but the admittance at the section P and Q is going to be G plus J omega C into dx. So I minus I plus dl is equal to V into G plus J omega C into dx. Right? So here this is going to be, if you simplify this, again I minus I is going to be I 0 here. So minus di is equal to G plus J omega C into V dx. So this is the change in current. So change in current with respect to the x, the distance x. If you consider minus di by dx is equal to G plus J omega C into V. Into V. So which is going to be, let us say this as the equation number 2. Now if we consider so now the equation number 1 is with respect to the change in voltage, which is nothing but d minus dv by dx is equal to r plus j omega l into I. So now to obtain the expressions, right, to obtain the expressions for I and V, so let us first eliminate I from the equation number 1 and later we will eliminate from the V from the equation number 2, so that we are going to have only one independent variable in each of the equations. So that it will be easy for calculating for getting the solutions. So for that what we are going to do is, so let us derive the equation number 1, that is minus dv by dx is equal to G plus J omega, R plus J omega L into I dx. R plus J omega L into I. So that if we consider that one, so it is going to be equal to d square v by dx square. Derivative of dv by dx is going to be with respect to x, if we do d square v by dx square, which is equal to r plus j omega L into r plus j omega L into, as it is r plus j omega L is a constant term over here, and what is going to be I here? Di by dx. So di by dx, what is the value of di by dx here? So di by dx is going to be equal to G plus j omega C into V. G plus j omega C into V, as it is a minus, so G plus j omega C into V here. So we are going to get in the equation 1. So how we obtain this equation? So by derivating the equation 1 and substituting the value of di by dx. So minus di by dx is nothing but G plus j omega C into V. So that is the same equation I have substituted here. So what is our equation? Previous equation here. dv by dx is equal to, so if you neglect the magnitude, that is the polarity here, dv by dx is equal to r plus j omega L r plus j omega L into r plus j omega L into I. So if you differentiate I, it is with respect to x, it is going to be di by dx. Di by dx. So here it is a minus is there. So dv by dx, if you differentiate, we are going to have d square v by dx square. If you send this minus this side, it is going to be, here it is going to be plus, here it is going to be minus. So we know that the equation number 2 is nothing but minus di by dx is equal to g plus j omega c into v. The same thing we have substituted here, right? So from this, so this is going to be our equation d square v by dx square is equal to r plus j omega l into g plus j omega c into v. Similarly, if we let us name this equation as the equation number 3, and similarly derivating the equation number 2, derivating the equation number 2 and substituting the equation number 1, right? What is the equation number 2? Minus di by dx is equal to g plus j omega c into v. And what is equation number 1? dv by dx minus dv by dx is equal to r plus j omega l into I. So now if we differentiate this equation number 2, d square I by dx square is equal to r plus j omega l, right? So we know that g plus j omega c is there into v. So v, if we differentiate v with respect to x, it is going to be dv by dx. We know that the value of dv by dx is nothing but r plus j omega l into I. So r plus j omega l into I have obtained here. That means here what I am doing here, so why I am differentiating here means, so to have only one independent variable in the each equation. So if we consider the equation number 1, that is the dv by dx is equal to r plus j omega l into I. So where we are having two independent variables over there. So where we are having voltage and the current. So to eliminate one term, one parameter in that, so I am differentiating once again and co-substituting from each of the expressions. So if we do like this, we are going to get around this equation, that is nothing but d square v by dx square and the d square I by dx square. So let us consider this as the equation number 3 and this as the equation number 4. So now, so let r plus j omega l into g plus j omega c is equal to p square. So what is this p square? P is nothing but the propagation constant. So why we are considering this P as the propagation constant means we will come across this expression again, right? R plus j omega l into g plus j omega c is nothing but the propagation constant, which is one of the secondary constants of the transmission line, right? R plus j omega l into g plus j omega c. So if we consider like this, so we are going to have so we are going to get the expressions like d square v by d square x, sorry, d square v by dx square, it is nothing but here it is d square v by dx square, which is equal to d square v by dx square is equal to, so we have considered, as we have considered r plus j omega l into g plus j omega c as p square, so it is going to be equal to d square v by dx square is equal to p square v. So let us consider this as the equation number 5, and d square I by dx square is equal to p square into I. D square I by dx square is equal to p square into I, because here again in this equation from this 5 is coming from this equation number 3 and 4 is coming from equation 6 is coming from equation number 4, right? So by just substituting the r plus j omega l into g plus j omega c is nothing but p square, which is nothing but the, so where p is nothing but the propagation constant and is nothing but the secondary constant of the transmission line. So now we have come across two expressions 5 and 6. So you can see these 5 and 6 are nothing but the differential equations of our transmission line, where so one equation is nothing but equation number 5 is going to give the matrix in terms of voltage and equation number 6 is going to give the matrix in terms of current. So as these two differential equations with respect to the voltage and the current are, you can see if you closely observe these equations, these are nothing but the linear differential equations, right? These are nothing but the linear differential equations. As we can say, it is the first order linear differential equations. For second order linear differential equations, we can write, so d square, as it is the second order linear differential equations with the constants. So the solutions we can make it like, the solution for these linear equations with the constant coefficients can be write it like, so in the second unit also the same kind of equations we have seen over here. So the linear differential equations, second order linear differential equations, the expressions can be written like, the solutions for those expressions is can be written like v is equal to, with respect to the equation number 5, d square v by dx square is equal to p square into v. This one is nothing but v is equal to a e power px plus b e power minus px, and let us say this as the equation number 7, and the second equation can be written like I is equal to c into e power px plus d into e power minus px. So let us say this is the equation number 8. So, and where here these are nothing but a, b, c and d are nothing but the constants. A, B, C and D are nothing but the constants. So where here in particular if you want to specify, A and B are nothing but the constants with the dimensions of voltage, because it is the B is going to be given the voltage equation. So that is why A and B are the constants with the dimensions of voltage, and C and D are the constants from the equation number 8 with the dimensions of current, with the dimensions of current. So these are the two important expressions which is going to govern the transmission line. So these are nothing but the transmission line expression, general equations of the transmission line. So one is the dimension of voltage and the other one is the dimension of current. So alternatively, we can express these equations in terms of different hyperbolic functions if we want to mention. So we know that e power px, we can express this e power px in terms of the hyperbolic equations. So where e power px can be written like cos h px plus sin h px. E power minus px can be written like cos h px minus sin h px. So you can substitute those hyperbolic expressions over here in terms of hyperbolic equations. If you want to express the same equations v and I, you can take that equations and you can substitute, and you can, we know that the value of p is nothing but the propagation constant here. P is nothing but the propagation constant, which is nothing but the root over r plus j omega l into g plus j omega c, because the r plus j omega l into g plus j omega c is nothing but the p square over here, which is the propagation constant, square of the propagation constant. So from that we can write p is equal to root over r plus j omega l into g plus j omega c. We can express these equations v and I in terms of different functions, sine functions, hyperbolic, different hyperbolic functions, simply by substituting here, right? So using these equations only, we are going to analyze the transmission line, behavior of the transmission line, the electrical behavior of the transmission line with respect to different parameters like in terms of primary constant and the secondary constants. So these are the references which I have used for making this presentation for the transmission line equations. So the mainly I have taken from the Umesh Sinha Transmission Lines and Networks, New Delhi 8th edition. Right. Thank you very much.